Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Getting everything set up this morning. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day this morning. Let me turn that down. We don't need to hear myself speaking. I got to find my crochet hook. Here we go. This is the one I need. So this morning, look at this yarn I'm using. Woo-wee, isn't that pretty? I just love it. It's so pretty. It's very fuzzy yarn though. This is Big Twist Rave. 312 yards, 100% premium acrylic, and it is considered a 4-weight yarn. Oh yeah, 4 here. It calls for a US size 7, 4.5 millimeter. And I'll tell y'all, I was feeling a little lazy, and I did not go digging out my size 7. It's not something I usually have hanging around. So I just went with a little size bigger. I am using a size H8 this morning with this little project. Sometimes I'll do that. It doesn't hurt too often. If it looked really bad, I would have gone and did my the right thing and dug out the correct hook. But nah. And this morning, what I'm working on is this little mile a minute blanket. This has been on my list to do. I've never made a mile a minute blanket before. But what you do is you work on these strips and then you come back and you sew them together. And me, I don't like to sew, right? So one of the things I did, let me turn this around the other direction here. The first join I did, I tried doing a single crochet join with these, and I did not like how it looked at all. I didn't like how the ridge was. Normally I like the ridge, but for this, I just was not feeling it. I didn't like how it looked. So then I switched up and I did the mattress stitch. I've never done the mattress stitch before, but here we go. Doing it today. So, hey, good morning, Deborah. Sue, good morning. Welcome, welcome, friends. I'm so glad you all are here. Anvil says, I love these colors. Hey, Amanda, good morning. Right? They're kind of pretty. Anyhow, this is the yarn. Really like it. Really, really like it. Okay, so where I left off with my little project, you can see here is I made this strip. Okay, so it starts out, and we're going to make one of these today, but you start with this little center part of the strip. And all we're doing is double crochets. You do double crochets, then you turn it and you do double crochets. So it looks like little granny square little chiclets. You know what I mean? Those little gum pieces. And you just crochet up these strips as long as you want. So with my first skein of yarn, I was able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little baby piece here. So I've got to finish this piece up. But in the meantime, what I need to do is I need to do a join on this. So I guess my question for you all this morning is, which would you rather see first? Would you rather see the mattress stitch, or would you rather see me crochet another strip? What are y'all feeling this morning? Are you feeling like some crochet or some sewing? I know you all are going to say sewing just because it's my least favorite thing. Hey, Caroline, good morning. I am using white yarn with this. Everybody's saying mattress. Mattress. All right, we'll do the mattress stitch. Twist my arm. Thank you. I knew that's what y'all were going to say. But anyhow, I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I know a lot of us are getting some weather. It's definitely cold here. I can't believe it, how chilly it was. It got really chilly yesterday. It had been kind of nice. I was thinking, oh, I could take the window off the chicken coop, and yeah, not so much. So I try to get out a pretty long piece of yarn here, and I put it on my little darning needle. This has it's kind of pointy, but it's a rounded point on my little needle. So you can see it there, and you can see I've pinned my piece here into place. And I've only done this join 2 times in my life. You can see it right here, 1 and 2. But I didn't think it was really that hard to do. So here's how I did it. You can see I matched up my little granny square pieces side by side, and I kind of pinned these in place so that I would know where I was going. And I went into the first spot here, and this is the part I don't like about sewing, when you gotta drag this whole tail through the project. I might have too much yarn here, but we're gonna pull this up a little bit. This is kind of a longer blanket that I'm making. So, yeah, I definitely am gonna have too much here. Let me cut some of this off so I'm not absolutely going insane. If I have to tie on another piece, I'll tie on another piece. Let me get rid of that. That's just too long. Okay, and let me pull this just a little bit more. So your end is try to get this long, but you know, give yourself some. Okay, let's get this all together. That's still kind of long. I'll pull this some more. I may have still too much. We'll see. If it becomes too frustrating, I'll clip it off. Okay. So there's my needle, and I'm going to pull this yarn through here, and I'm going to leave a little tail here, okay? Then I'm going to go right back in that exact same spot, and we're going to, let me put these tails here. We're going to do another stitch right into that same spot, and that will help to snug that up. Then as we're looking at this, YouTubers, do I need to move you down a little bit? Hang on, let me move you all down just a smidge. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so as we're looking at these stitches, you have 2 loops, right? You have the one that's facing you, this is the front loop, and the one that's away from you is the back loop. When we do these, we're not going to touch this front loop that is left behind. We're going to be going around the back loop here, and then we're going to kind of pull it tight. So if you can imagine, we're going to leave this stitch behind, and then on the other side, this stitch behind. And what you have to do is, these are the 2 little back loops here. You kind of go around one and then up kind of in between the other, okay? And you're going to pull all your yarn through there. And then we're going to go over to the other side. Again, we're not going to do these 2 loops on the outer edge. We're going to go under this first one and then back up through. So you can see how they kind of are crisscrossed there. Pull that up. And we're going to do this over and over and over again. So you can see here, I did this one before, it was coming up here. I'm going to go right back down in that same one and then up the other side. Again, not doing these stitches here. This is called the mattress stitch. And it is kind of a magical little stitch. I'll give it that. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to go to the other side here. You can see I went in this one. So I'm going to go right back in that same one and then poke it up under the other side there and pull that down. Now move to the other side, up and over. I'm going to miss some of the comments, guys, this morning as I'm doing this sewing because I have to kind of look at it. So we have fabulous mods here. They will help pin the comments. But this morning I am doing the mattress stitch. So we're just going up and down. Let me take out this stitch marker here, get that out of our way. And I just kind of keep my fingers and keep these little chiclets lined up. Then I'm going to go down and up. Again, the whole time I'm ignoring this one that faces me, okay? Lynn Marie says, I absolutely love everything you crochet. Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. Yeah, I love bright, fun colors. And this is a really fun, I've had this kind of in the stash. And I started out making this as a wheelchair blanket. And the thing is, this yarn, all of the big twist they put on their yarn, "Do not tumble dry." And so, when I do these wheelchair blankets or baby blankets, they have to be wash and dry. And when I started this, I didn't realize that. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought the yarn had I known that, like if I was paying better attention. But I caught it on sale. And so anyhow, I think, before I do my gifting of blankets, I always wash them, right? And so I think I'll just low tumble it and see what happens. If the whole thing messes up, then I guess we'll know. I know Gen X was saying too, she has some big twist, and hers says also do not dry to lay flat. But when you gift blankets like this to new mothers, or in this case, it's going to go to a healthcare center, they really need to be wash and dryable. So, I don't know what's going to become of this blanket, but it was too pretty for me to stop. Okay, so here's where we're at. Let's pause for a little intermission here. So you can see my stitches are going up and down in between, right? Here is our little ridges. Now, here is what you do. You hang on to this. I'm going to kind of turn this to the side a little bit. And you're going to pull on your tail, and you're going to see those stitches squish up. Squish up. I kind of give it a little tug and make sure that it's nice and even. I don't want this too tight, but you want that to squish up. Okay, pull. You want it to pull together like this. Okay. So as you're doing it, it's okay to keep it kind of loose as you're going back and forth, as you're weaving up and down. So again, you can see here, this is the one I left off with. So I go under that loop, and now under this one, and then again, I'm going to pull my yarn. And now I'm going to move directly to the other side here. I find it kind of works better if I keep them squished together like this. It helps me to see these stitches a little better. So again, under this one, turn your needle and then go right under the neck one right next to it, right next to his buddy, and then pull that. Okay, and then here's our other side. Again, we're looking for this loop. So you're not doing any of these on the side, and under both. Lynn Marie says, I tend to crochet too tight. Any suggestions? You could try going up a hook size and see if that helps at all. Tension is a very hard thing to master when you first start crocheting. Don't think that you're alone. We all struggle with it, and sometimes for me, for example, I when I do my starting chain, like when I'm first starting a blanket, right? So if we look at this one, this is on deck for tomorrow. The aspen blanket, the chevron. We're going to be doing this, but I start with a starting chain here, right? And I always get this a little too tight. And I try to make a conscious effort to make sure I don't get this too tight. I try to make those stitches really big and loopy because you want this to like have some pull. But if I don't really think about it, inevitably I end up messing that up, and then it's too tight. And so sometimes I'll even use a bigger size hook on that, just to, where did my needle go? Just to make sure that I'm getting the tension right. Hey, Denise, good morning. Aniki says, wrapping the yarn around my pinky finger helps to transfer my tension to my hand. Right. So that's how I learned to crochet, Aniki. So the way that I learned from Mama Wheeler. Hey, Mom, good morning, by the way. My mom's here on the chat with us, Mama Wheeler. I learned to wrap around my pinky here, and then I turn my hand like this, and then it goes like this. This is how I learned. Having this here kind of helps with the tension. And that is the way that I learned, because when I first learned this, hand was very sloppy, that it was challenging to get this like set up. And there's lots of different ways to hold your yarn. There's none that are right or wrong. You have to experiment and figure out what works well for you. Now, as I've grown over the years with my crocheting, I no longer loop it over my pinky here. I just go like this, and this is enough for me to control that tension. But when I first started, that would not have been enough. So definitely you have to do some experimentations. Mama says, "Good morning, daughter." Anvil says, "My pinky doesn't cooperate, so I use my ring finger." Olivia K said, "What is the name of this pattern you're working on currently?" Sorry if I missed it. No problem, Olivia. So the pattern that I'm working on today is a mile a minute blanket. And I put links on the link tree to this. There are lots of YouTube videos and tutorials of how to do a mile a minute blanket. This is my first time doing it. I've never done it. I've always wanted to kind of experiment with it, but this is what it looks like. And so what you do is you make these long strips. You can see I've got one kind of pinned in place here. And now what I'm doing is I'm using a stitch to stitch these together. And I'm using the mattress stitch. Mattress right here. This is how it looks. So basically, I'm ignoring the front loop. So if you're new to crochet, as you look at a crochet stitch, you have two bars. Okay, these are called loops. The one that is closest to you here, that is facing you, this is called the front loop. The one that is away from you is the back loop. And so I'm ignoring the front loops of both sides, and I'm just working under the back loops. And I am weaving back and forth with my yarn. I'm using a rounded edge, a rounded tip, like darning needle. And basically, you can see I came out of the, or into the stitch here. So I'm going to go back in that one. And again, I'm not ignoring these front loops. And then I'm going to go up the next one and grab those two. So you can kind of see them there. And then I pull my yarn through. And all I'm doing is weaving back and forth. Now I'm going to go to the other side. Now, because I have this is the front side here. So this loop on that's away from me is the front loop. So I'm just going to go again. Here's the one that I left off with, under that guy, and then turn my needle and go right under the next guy. So they kind of get these in a crisscross. And you don't have to tighten this up as you go. You can come back and you can tighten this up in a little bit. But this works really, really good for granny squares. If you want a nice kind of seamless join on these, and it just makes it really nice and flat. And so I just am working back and forth. It takes forever and a day, but I did try to crochet join the first row of these, and I didn't like. I have to go back and rip it out. I didn't rip it out yet because I wanted you guys to see how it looks, and I just feel like this mattress stitch looks so much nicer. Um, I saw Maggie is here. Good morning, Maggie. Guys, Maggie is an awesome live creator on TikTok. If you wanted to give her a follow, Magical Unicorn. Um, Maggie, we all love Maggie, and so if you're not following her, give her a follow. And I just saw her pop up in there. Good morning. Good morning. So once you get a little ways on your project here, okay, so as I'm weaving back and forth, you can see up here, we tightened this up already. Now, as I've just been working on this and talking, see how this seam is open? All we have to do is just pull on this tail, nice and steady, and you will see those stitches kind of squish together. And I kind of go back and give it a little tug and make sure this has like some wiggle room. I want this nice and closed, but I don't want it so incredibly tight that it doesn't have any stretch on it. So you don't have to worry if your seam doesn't close as you go along. You don't have to worry about that. You can cinch it up. Now here is where I did my crochet join when I was testing. And I basically put my two sides together and I did a single crochet. And I just didn't really like how it looked. I like this mattress stitch a lot better. It's going to take forever and a day, but it's something that I've always wanted to learn. I've never done mattress stitch before this project, And so I just watched some videos and I said, "Oh, I can do that." Olivia said, Olivia K said, "Gosh, that's super nice. Isn't it nice how it squishes up?" Sorry, y'all. I've got diesel puppy fur here on my project. This one's definitely going to have to get a lint roller. So again, put your two sides kind of together, and we're going to go. This is the one where I just ended. So I'm going to go back in that one and then right back up the next one. Leave your front loop that's facing you untouched. I can't tell, is the YouTube focusing all right? I guess it is. Okay, and then here we're going to go right to the next side. So here's our stitch here. Go under that one and then right up the other one here. And again, pull that through. And you just have to keep working these back and forth. So, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the follow this morning. Welcome, new friends. For those that don't know, my name is April, and I am a hobby crocheter. I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7 Central Time. And I do work full time. I stay on until about 8:30, and then I hop off and go into I work remote. I live in Northeast Alabama, and I work in Arizona, and I work remote, and I go into my office and start my day there with my job. And so I just love to come on here and crochet with friends. We have a fabulous group here. It's not just me, but it's all of these wonderful folks that come every day and chat and share their stories and projects that they're working on. It's a whole little thing. It's a whole little community. A whole little community. I did refresh the link on the Discord. So on the link tree, there's an updated link for the Discord. If you would like to get on the online chat server with us, you can get on there and share your project, share your crochet and everything. And just if you have questions about crochet, it's a safe space to come and ask questions and whatnot. Thank you for the heart me this morning. And I also put links this morning where I learned to make this pattern. This is the mile a minute blanket. And there's lots of different creators who have done this pattern on YouTube. If you just put in mile a minute, one will come up. I know Crystal at Bag a Day has done one. There's a lot of them. I put a link to the one that I watched. So that is on the link tree, along with the yarn that I'm using today. Now, the lavender yarn that I'm using, it looks like this. And this is Big Twist Rave, 312 yards, 100% acrylic. I don't know if I told you guys the color, but it's unicorn. Isn't it pretty? It's like this mint and purple. Now, here's the thing with this yarn. It says machine washable, low iron. I never would iron my yarn, but I don't know. I guess it recommends it. I would never do that. I feel like ironing uh it really changes the like molecular structure of the acrylic yarn. I don't recommend that. And then it says, do not tumble dry, dry flat. Now, I was watching Cody and Creative Grandma the other day over on YouTube, and they did wash their big twist yarn and they low tumbled it, and they said everything was fine. Um, so I'm going to do the same when I get done with this project. I'm going to use a I'm going to do an experiment. Oh, Olivia said, that's what I used for my cardigan and washed and dried so nicely, so dang soft. So Olivia, the question that we all have is, did you tumble dry or did you lay flat to dry as the label suggests? What were you a crochet rebel, Olivia? Tell us. We're all dying to know. And I like I said, I know Gen X has a project she's doing with Big Twist. She asked the question on the Discord, and I pinned her in the video where Cody and Creative Grandma were talking about the yarn that they washed. um Maybe they mean not to use high heat. Yeah, I don't know. It says dry flat, do not tumble dry. So it's pretty specific. You know, I'm not making this for a specific person. I was going to make it for it's wheelchair size, right? And I just have some more strips to sew together. I've got to make more strips, but I thought it would be nice for kind of a different like style and shape for a wheelchair blanket. So let me finish this seam here. Uh, Olivia says, I ain't got no time to dry flat, right? I think that's all of us. Uh, Demi says, I've never washed my projects. I'm scared. Don't be scared. It's important that you wash your projects, Demi, and the reason why is yarn has sizing in it. Okay, I'm going to close this seam, and then I'm going to talk about sizing, and I'll explain why you should wash your blankets. So as you're going along, this seam will stay kind of it kind of looks like a smile, right? Couldn't you use this if you were going to make like a smile, like on an amigurumi or something, like a toothy monster smile? I kind of like it. Okay, pull this. Pull your tail. Don't be scared. Pull your tail. Cinch this up and bring those stitches closed, okay? So you can leave it kind of hanging open as you're doing it. I just like to come back and then give it another little tug and make sure this is not too tight, okay? So, let me spread this out so you guys can kind of see how long this is. Um, so here we go. Here's the tippy top. Now, obviously, I'm going to rip out this seam. I didn't like this. I tested first with a single crochet join, and I didn't like how it looked. So then I switched to this, which is the mattress stitch. That's what we're doing right now is the mattress stitch. But basically, the mile a minute, you crochet these long strips, right? However long you want, and then you come back and you sew them together. So that's what I'm doing. And basically, I just am taking. I pinned my new strip. I made this new strip here. This one that you can see that's clipped in, and now I'm just coming back and I'm sewing these two pieces together. So I use these to kind of keep these lined up, and that way it makes it a little easier. Let's see. Uh, Olivia, thank you so much for being on here this morning. Definitely wash your blankets. The reason why is they have sizing in them, and sizing is like starch. So when you get your yarn, especially yarns that are like Red Heart Super Saver, and yarns like that that are kind of scratchy and stiff, they put extra sizing in those. And the reason they put the sizing is to keep the yarn fibers together. Okay. So if you think about like a men's dress shirt, right? Mom goes and buys dad a new dress shirt for church or work or whatever, right? I'm talking about like a long sleeve white cotton shirt. Okay. It comes in the package and it has been starched. It has sizing in it. What happens? Mom takes it, throws it in the washing machine, right? Launders it. And now all of a sudden it's all soft and it's lost all its pleats. It's lost all its kind of definition, right? She has washed the sizing out of the shirt and it becomes all soft. So then she gets the iron and she gets her can of spray starch, right? You could take it and have it laundered too, and they'll do the same thing where they press it, but they're putting the starch back in and putting the pleats down the shoulder, right? Getting dad ready for Sunday best kind of thing. Okay. Your blankets have that same thing. So when they manufacture the yarn, they have these are comprised of strands. So you can see if I pull this yarn apart, see how there's 4 strands that comprise this yarn that is twisted together? Different yarns, they'll put different amounts of sizing in. Some yarns are more prone to splitting. And what that means is when you're crocheting along, your crochet hook will go in between these fibers and split your yarn. And the reason the manufacturers put the sizing on there is to keep this twisted in place so you don't split it. So when we look at this yarn here, this yarn is a lot softer than the white. The white that I'm using today is just Red Heart Super Saver. But this blue and purple yarn, I don't know if you can tell, but it's much softer. It's kind of got some little wispies and fuzzies on it. It still has these fibers, but it's got like this one like long strand in it. See that there? And then it's got kind of this fuzziness wrapped around it. So all yarns are different. When we do Karen Simply Soft, it tends to split on me a little more, and it doesn't have as much sizing. It's a much softer yarn. It doesn't make one of them right or wrong. It's just how they were manufactured. But if you do some washing, if you wash according to the label, you will remove all of that sizing, and all of a sudden, your super saver, scratchy tree bark blanket, because they're getting better. And I'm not knocking Red Heart, guys. I like Red Heart. You know I do. But their yarn a lot of times is like tree bark, right? It's really rough. It's some people won't even touch it just because they can't stand how it feels in their hands, and they won't even use it. But you go and wash that blanket and put in a little fabric softener, right? If you make use Red Heart for a baby blanket, put in a little Dreft. That way it doesn't have any of those perfumes and dyes and stuff, perfumes and whatever, allergens, that kind of stuff. Um, so then, so that's to me, sizing's not bad. The Red Heart, the fact that they put that on there, it makes it so I can crochet faster. And I like that. I like being able to whip through projects. You guys know I've always got a lot of stuff on my hook. So, anyhow, that's a little bit about sizing. But if you guys are just coming on this morning, what I'm doing is I am doing the mattress stitch, and I'm stitching two pieces of this blanket together. So, what I did is this is the mile a minute pattern. There's links on the link tree, but that's what this is called. It's a popular. It's been around for eons. It's not something new or fancy. I've just never done it before. But you create these strips, and then you sew the strips together. And so this little seam that I'm making right here is called the mattress stitch. And you can see as I'm working it here, it stays a little bit open. Then what you do is you come back. You can give this a little tug, and you'll see it close right on up. So don't be afraid to pull that tail. Then I kind of come back and give it just a little tug and make sure that it's not too tight, but you definitely want to close that gap. So as I'm doing this, I first pinned my piece here into place. So if you had a granny square, same thing, you could pin them together. Then I'm just working along, and as you're looking at your crocheting, there are two loops, okay? You have the one that's facing you. This is the front loop. The one that's away from you is the back loop. I'm not going in the front loop at all. I'm only working in the back loops. Now, I have these sandwiched together. So technically, this is the front loop that's over here away from me on this project. This is the back loop. So the way that I do this is you can see my yarn came out right here in this stitch. I go right in that stitch under that back loop. Don't touch the front one. And then I go up into the neighbor next door right here, and I go under those two. So you can kind of see how I'm getting my needle under both those. And then I just pull my yarn through. Okay. Then I go to the other side. Oh, I think I did that wrong because I was supposed to do the other side. Oh, let me rewind this. Sorry, y'all. Let me pull this out. I did it wrong. Where did I come out of? Okay, here we go. No, I just did that one. I got to go on this side. Okay. Sorry. I cinched it up and forgot where I was at. Okay, so I'm going to go under this one and then under this one next door. So basically you go back and forth. So I ended here, now I go here. That's what threw me off. And then just pull that through. Okay? And now I'm going to go back to the other side. You can see I ended here. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Go up in between these. And just keep working your way back and forth. Again, don't do anything with this outer loop here, but we're going to go under and just kind of grab those together. Okay. Let's see. I want to make this for my niece who's having a baby in April or May. Yeah, these are very popular, I think, with baby blankets. Now, you guys tuned in last week for Valentine's Day where I did another version of Mile a Minute. And we made a little scarf that looks like hearts, and that has little puffs. But I really enjoyed making that scarf last week, you guys. At first, I was kind of like not feeling the pattern, but then we kind of made some tweaks on the fly, adjusted the pattern a little bit. I got it to where I really liked the pattern and made it work for the yarn that I was using. And in fact, I liked it so much. Y'all want to see what I'm making? I know you do. I'm making another one, another scarf. Isn't it cute? Look at my little puffs. Oh my gosh, I just love it. It's soft and fuzzy and it's squishy. It's super, super squishy and it feels so fun. I wish you guys could I wish you could feel it. I just wish you could feel it through the live. uh, I really like it. So anyhow, making another scarf. This will be on deck. You're gonna have to wait. This is not on deck at all this week. This is on deck for a week from now. Can we talk about pre-washing yarn again? How would you wash a skein? So I have never pre-washed my yarn. I always wash it after the fact. Queen 530, that yarn is, remember when I did the subscriber giveaway? The scarfy yarn? Donna got this. I think it was Donna. Was it Donna that got this yarn? Maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember. This was, but it's Lion Brand Scarfy. It's the Scarfy Light. It's really pretty. Isn't it pretty? This is what it looks like when it comes off. It's really fuzzy. It's hard to work with. I will tell you right now. It's incredibly hard to work with. Like, don't mess up and try to pull it out and frog, because it's very difficult. But it's super soft and squishy. Um so anyhow, what am I talking about? Pre-washing a skein of yarn. I have heard that people like will thrift yarn and then they will take their yarn and put it in like a pantyhose and then tie it off and then wash that um the whole skein in a skein of pantyhose. I don't have any experience with that, so I can't speak to if that works or not. I personally have never pre-washed my yarn. I don't mind the sizing in it. Sometimes if I'm crocheting a lot, I get little burns on my fingers, but that's usually my own fault because I'm holding my yarn too tight and whatnot. But I have heard of that. I have heard of people using like they make these like undergarment bags, like the delicate bags. I've heard of people using those as well. But let's ask the chat here. Has anybody pre-washed a skein of yarn? Does anybody have any experience with that you could answer the question or lend your expertise? Let's see. Shailene says that needs to be a blanket too. I know, Shailene, that those little puffs, but again, with that yarn, here's the thing. It's not wash and dryable. I think it's colorway sea glass, if anybody wants to know. Um, a machine wash gentle, lay flat to dry. With this one, I have to believe it is a lay flat to dry. So if I was giving it to a mother that I knew, right? Like, let's say my niece had a baby and I was making it for her, then I could communicate and say, hey, by the way, this is how you need to handle this blanket. It's really important. Don't put it in the dryer, that kind of thing. A lot of my blankets that I make are donated. Okay. So I give them to the NICU down in Florida. And to gift something like that, it would be a challenge. And the other thing is, the puff stitches take an incredible amount of time. So even though it looks like really kind of awesome, um, you have to really be pretty committed to making those puff stitches. I don't know if I had it in me to make a full blanket of them. A scarf is a lot already. And I'm only going to do 7 inches of them. So that's the thing that I guess, I would be like concerned about or cautious about before you go down that road. I'm not saying don't go down that road, but whatever, like you have to make that call. Let's see. Somebody said they were new here to the channel. Yes. Let's see. Tiffany said, "Is that yarn in the background Big Twist Rave?" Yeah, that's what this yarn is. So this is what it looks like. Big Twist Rave. This is the colorway Unicorn that I'm using today. And I'm outlining it with Red Heart, just white. So it's kind of fuzzy here in the middle. And then I'm just using the white Red Heart. Anyhow, I think it was a lady named Tanya that said she was new to the channel, said she found me on the FYP. Um, welcome, welcome. I just wanted to say hi. I'm sorry I missed your name. The comments sometimes scroll very fast here. I really try to keep up, but I sometimes do miss. Leafing says it's beautiful. What does on deck mean? So I plan out my events, I plan out my projects, and then I release a schedule both on YouTube and on TikTok of what is coming. So if you think of it's a baseball term, right? So you say, so and so's in the box getting ready to bat, and so and so's on deck. So that's how it's a sporting term, but I use it for my crochet. I say basically this is what's coming up next. So that heart scarf will be on deck for next week. Tomorrow on deck we have the aspen chevron. I know a lot of people are making their chevrons, but this is what's on deck for tomorrow, the chevron blanket. Okay. And then Thursday, I have another baby blanket on deck. And then I've already made out events for the following week as well. So for those that don't know, I am live this morning, both on TikTok and on YouTube. And after we're done with the YouTube live videos, they get republished out on YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it. So let's say there's a day that you missed that you really wanted to watch how I made something. You could go over on YouTube and find that later. Now, those videos typically take 24 to 48 hours, 24 hours to process, and then I got to do a little editing on it. So this video that we're doing today will not be ready until tomorrow, kind of lunchtime-ish. And if you want to see how to make that heart scarf, you could go back over on YouTube. There is the Valentine scarf that we made last week. I'm sorry, I don't have it next to me here to show it, but it turned out really, really cute. And so I'm redoing it basically with different yarn. And so all of those are available over on YouTube. And then I make upcoming events. So you can see on my YouTube, if you go to my page, you can see the upcoming events. And then on TikTok, same thing. You can see the upcoming live, and then you could set a reminder if you want. But my handle over on YouTube is the same. It's Wheeler 8 Acres. And I'm a little, I don't want to say OCD. I have a little OCD, but because I do work full time, I like to have kind of a schedule, kind of a lesson plan. I think it comes from having a mom that was a teacher. So Mama Wheeler, who you guys know on here, she was a teacher. She always had her lesson plans and stuff. And so, oh, Tammy said, "Hi, new here. You were on my FYP. Thank you, Tammy. Welcome, welcome." Let's see. Have you ever used finger gloves when crocheting with that scratchy yarn? I have not. Um, I'm kind of weird about what's on my hands. I don't know. Um, I most of the time it just affects me right in here. I usually have like a crease. You can see I haven't been crocheting this morning, but I kind of have a permanent groove here in my finger. I do a lot of crocheting. So let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm about 30 comments behind. Let me kind of catch up here. Matthew said, any tips for joining chenille yarn granny squares? Um, I don't know. I think this stitch would probably work, but chenille is very slippery. Does anybody have any experience joining chenille? either for granny squares or a blanket or any other project? Like, do you have any tips on that? I have not worked with a lot of chenille. Mostly I'm scared. I'm scared it's gonna like do that whole worm thing that it does. Okay, guys, we got to pause here. Let's close up this join, and then I need to catch up on the comments. I'm just a bit behind. So as you're crocheting this along, this stitch will kind of stay open, and you then have to kind of pull your tail, and you just cinch that tight, and then your two sides will come together. I kind of come back and do a little like pull on it, just to kind of make sure that it's nice and straight, and that's what it looks like once it's closed up. Okay, this is called the mattress stitch, but you can kind of see there how pretty it looks. So it just really looks nice. I think it's called I don't, is this called a seamless join? Does anybody know? Is the mattress stitch technically called a seamless join? It makes it look really nice. Shailene says, very good point for crocheting. Look at what yarn you pick for what project. Right. And here's the thing too. I don't normally mix different yarns like this. So the fact that I have put this big twist rave with this white that is red heart, I don't know that these yarns are going to play nice together. And what I mean by that is if you're doing big twist, you should try to do the white in the big twist. I didn't have that, so I improvised. This blanket could be an epic disaster because when I wash this, these could wash differently. This could look different than this. Even though it looks nice right now, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay like that. For example, what if this part shrinks a little bit, but this white doesn't shrink? These are all unknowns. So that's why if you're a new crocheter, do not do what I've done today. If you're going to use this yarn, Big Twist Rave, do it all Big Twist Rave. Go and get your different colors and whatnot and do it that way. That's what I would recommend. I'm going to have some time invested in this blanket, but it is lap size. And to me, it's worth the risk. Oh, my name is Wheeler. Very, very cute. So Wheeler, I have to say, is our nickname. My husband really loves off-roading and four-wheel drive, so his nickname is Wheeler. We relocated from Arizona to Alabama about 4 years ago. Well, it's a little over 4 years ago now. And anyhow, we bought 8 acres, and so hence Wheeler 8 Acres was born. And I do some canning and winemaking and some other various type stuff. Technically, we're classified as a homestead, but I work full time. My husband works full time. So I kind of do the bits and pieces of homesteading that I like. We have chickens, just a small laying flock, but other than that, not really a full blown homesteader. I like my technology. I like being on TikTok. I like being on the internet. I do work remote. I need the internet. So things like going off grid and that kind of stuff, although it's very appealing, uh, it doesn't really work for my husband and I. We like our luxuries. So let's just put it that way. So we kind of do a little of both. We do whatever suits us. So Wheeler is our nickname. Let's see. Puff Mama says, where did you get this yarn? I love it. I got it from Joann's. The Big Twist is the Joann's house brand. And I know there's a whole bunch of, Will Joann's keep stores open, whatnot. The closest store to me is staying open, and it's in Huntsville. It's about an hour away, and I rarely go to Huntsville. And so I always buy my yarn online. Dale says, I love you post on YouTube. It's so helpful. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for being here. Hey, Donna, good morning. Let's see. Compression gloves. Maggie said compression gloves. So if you don't like the red heart, how rough it is, you could try compression gloves. I did use those for a bit when I was having problems with my hand. I saw somebody ask about hand pain. So for those of you that don't know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I was not able to crochet for about 10 years or so. I would crochet a little bit and then I'd have to put it down. And I was undiagnosed. I was undiagnosed for about 15 years and it just got so bad. But I had incredible pain in my hand, actually, right here is where I had, and you can see it kind of always stays kind of puffy and inflamed there. However, when we came to Alabama, I got a new medical team and they retested, and technically, I have unclassified connective tissue disorder. I have signs of some markers of lupus and some signs of RA, but they treat me as if I have RA. And now that I have my medicine, I can crochet again. So it has been life changing. And for a lot of years, I just made granny squares. I'd crochet a little bit and then I would stop because my hand pain was so bad. And granny squares made it so that I didn't have to be really committed to anything because I never knew when I was going to be able to, crochet again. I could only go in little small stints and it was excruciating. So when we came here and then all of a sudden, I started getting the proper medical treatment and the medical care here in Alabama versus what both my husband and I received in Arizona is night and day difference. I can't even explain to you all the difference in the healthcare. My husband is a type 1 diabetic, and for years and years and years, he just took metformin, and that was just kind of what they prescribed to him, and they never gave him anything else. Well, his doctor here was like, well, why aren't they giving you this, this, and this? They're not doing anything to treat your problem. And so anyhow, he is on Monjarno now, and his A1C is the best that has been in 20-25 years. He never had anything like that before. So again, two different cases where the medical is just so different here. I can't explain it. And I know a lot of people live in other areas, not Alabama, but it was only when we came here that I was able to start crocheting again. So I have been crocheting more advanced projects um, probably the last 4 years, I would say. And so I come on TikTok, not because I'm a professional crocheter. I'm not. I'm just a hobby crocheter. But I come on to maybe inspire some people. There's been a lot of inspirations in my crochet journey. And now that I'm physically able to do it, it makes a big difference. And living with debilitating pain for your entire life, um, it's hard to explain the amount of mental toll that takes on you to be physically crying to go to the grocery store, and by the time you get to your car you're physically crying. It's so incredibly painful. I have lived that, and there's other people that live that today with various things. We never know what somebody else is going through, right? um, and so be kind to each other, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I come on here and I don't usually talk a lot about my health, but a lot of you guys have been with me for a while. You kind of know the backstory and kind of why I limited myself on my crocheting. I just didn't want to really commit to anything because I still have granny squares in the closet, guys, that have not been put together from all those years that I crocheted. Basically, I crocheted, for the relaxation of it, but I physically couldn't do a whole lot more. And so it just kind of is what it is. Um, I'm still very behind on the comments here, guys, but bear with me here. Let me try to catch up. I've got about 40 comments. Let's see. Let's see. Do I want to be her? I love your guys' handles sometimes. They're so creative. Do I want to be her? Said, I wish I could have seen you sooner doing Serdar Cal. I think I've seen that. Is that the one that's the gingerbread? Um, Joining Granny's way too tight, rookie mistake. Yeah, I've had that happen too. And basically, give them a pull like this. Make sure you have wiggle room in this, or you'll really, really regret it down the road. I've made the mistake. So let's see. Does Big Twist have a website since Joanne's is leaving us? Tammy, I don't know. Big Twist is the Joanne's House brand. I think if Joanne's goes, Big Twist will probably go, but I don't know. I really don't have that information. Let's see. Shailene says you should be fine based on their percentages. The ratio should work. So what Shailene is saying is because I am mixing the Big Twist and the Red Heart white. They both are 4 weight acrylics, and they're both 100% acrylic. So I try not to mix something that's like acrylic and cotton. You definitely don't want to do something like that. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm getting closer here. Queen 530 says not all Joann's are closing. You can still order online. I've heard my Huntsville store is staying open, but like I said, um, I don't usually go to Huntsville. It's very rare. Sis Wheeler is here. There's my sister, guys. When I say I'm going to donate my baby blankets to my sister-in-law's NICU nurse, that's her right there, Sis Wheeler. She's amazing, you guys. She is a Air Force veteran, and she has been a nurse for many, many, many years. And she is a NICU nurse down in Florida. So that's where my baby blankets go. Let's see. A lot of people chiming in here with Shailene says, I have CRPS and it's debilitating. I barely leave my house now. It's horrible. Yeah, I feel you, Shailene. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's it's really amazing. Sharon says, change med and he's lost over 100 pounds. A1C dropped from 10 to almost 7. That's how my husband is, Sharon. My husband was never overweight, but he was probably like 210. Now he's like 6'2", I think. He's a big man. But he dropped like, I don't know, 40 pounds. He's lean now, I'll tell you. He still is strong though. My husband's very strong. He's a truck driver. Sis Wheeler's going to a dental appointment. All right, have fun with that. Let's see. Yes, Sis Wheeler is coming to visit Mama Wheeler over the weekend. So, Mama Wheeler is going on a cruise, you guys. Mama Wheeler, Papa Wheeler, and then my sister-in-law, they're going on a cruise. So, all next week we're going to be without Mama Wheeler on the lives here in the mornings. So, I know they're gonna have a fabulous time, but it's a long cruise down to the Caribbean. You know, Mama Wheeler lives in Florida, and then my sister-in-law's in Pensacola. So, I hope you girls are good on your cruise. I hope you have lots of fun too. I think they will. But, anyhow, yeah, it's gonna be quiet next week without Mama Wheeler. Did the subscribers see that I updated the stickers for y'all? Did you guys see the new stickers I made? Do you like them? I worked on that over the weekend. I made some really fun colors. I changed up the Rebel one. It's blue now. And I made a new sticker for the mods. We certainly appreciate all of our moderators. We have Gen X and Anvil. Oh yeah, do you like the I Love Diesel one? I put Diesel's little picture on it. How cute is that? Uh, yes, best mods on TikTok. Thank you, Gen X. So everybody, shout out to Gen X and Anvil. They keep me on this straight and narrow. Shailene says, I don't understand any of the live stuff. Shailene, half the time, neither do I. All right. I'm trying to be better. I have only been going live since July this past year. I had never done it before. I was super, 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 super scared. And I'll tell you what, I made all these friends here. And when I made all these friends here, they were very knowledgeable about TikTok. They tell me the ins and outs, and they kind of, show me what to do. And they're very sweet and forgiving. And I just come on here and do my little crochet thing. And They pin the comments, and I do my very best to answer comments and read all the comments. And I'm watching comments both on TikTok and over on YouTube. We've got 17 people watching over on YouTube and about 80 watching over here on TikTok this morning. So it is a lot for me to keep track of. I do my very, very best. And I do normally talk about crochet stitches too. So, guys, are you sick of the mattress stitch? I think I want to do some crocheting. Are you all ready for me to show you how to make these strips? Because I would like to do that before we run out of time. In the meantime, I'm going to close this. I'm going to zip it up. Zip it up. Zip, zip, zip. Okay, now after you zip it, you pull your little yarn here. Make sure you go back and kind of give this a little tug and make sure that it's not too tight. Now, here's the other thing. I think you guys all want to see how the back looks. Okay, so here is how the back of these stitches look to kind of give you an idea. So it looks really nice on both sides. You guys like that? I like it. Let's see. Chase Your Cake says, I have a question. Do you need two devices to go live? I made it to go live. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm live on TikTok and on YouTube this morning, and I do use two separate devices. Um, there are softwares, and these guys here can tell you what the softwares are that you can then go live on multiple platforms, multiple at the same time. I couldn't figure out the software, and I couldn't. It was just really confusing to me. The other thing is on TikTok, I stream portrait, so it goes up and down. On YouTube, I screen landscape, left to right, like horizontal. Okay. And the reason why is a lot of people that watch me on YouTube are watching um, on their TVs, right? So it's kind of the best of both worlds for me. Everything I use as far as what's holding my phones and what's holding my microphones and all that is on the link tree, which you can find under my bio if you're wondering how I'm, what I'm using to hold my phones and stuff. But going live is a lot of fun. Have a great day, Dale. Thanks for being here. It's a lot of fun. Tammy subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. That's how they get these fun pictures is with the subscriber. And we are going to do a subscriber giveaway now that they've got the whole thing like figured out, guys. We're going to do a subscriber giveaway. I have to pick something. So if you guys have an idea of what you'd like to do for the subscriber giveaway for February, can you please let me know? Because we need to pick something here in the next day or so. And in light of last time I got some flag from doing the wheel thing. So I'm not going to do the wheel on the live. I'll do it offline and then I'll make a video of it. Okay, just to keep it easier. Edith says, hi from Australia. Love your work. Welcome, Edith. What time is it over in Australia? It's very early here in the United States. It's almost 8:30 here in Alabama where I'm at. Okay, guys. So what we're doing now is we're going to make these little strips. Okay, this is called the mile a minute. I put links to this on the link tree. But basically, we're going to start here with a magic ring, just like you do a granny square. And to be honest, I don't remember how many I put in the middle here. Let's try with 4 and see how that goes. Okay. Then I'm going to do into the magic ring 2 groups. So when I start out, I actually started out like this. Okay. So I have the magic ring and then I crochet these 2 groups. So I do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay. So let's do that. Hang on, pause for a puzzle here. Now with this yarn, I'm using a size H8 hook. This yarn I'm using today, let me get this out of the way. Let me get set up here for crocheting, is Big Twist Rave. And this is the colorway Unicorn. Okay. So I'm going to do a chain of, I'm going to try 4. Then I'm going to go into the back bump here. and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and now I'm going to put my uh, double crochets into this little hole here, okay? So I'm going to chain 3. That counts as our first double crochet. Then I'm going to do 2 more double crochets. Then I'm going to chain 2, and now I'm going to do 3 more double crochets right into this space. Okay, so kind of pull those around. That is now our little bottom piece. So if we look here, this little V that I just made is this part right here. Okay, then I need to do, I got to remember how I did this. Then what I did is I chained 2, I think. Did I turn my work? No, I didn't do that. Crap, how did I do this? I got to remember. Hang on, you're putting me on the spot here, y'all. Oh, I need 4. There's actually 4 here. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like this. I did that. Then I chained 2. No, that's not right. I started here. Wait, is this the bottom? That's the top. Hang on, I got to think about this pattern. I haven't done this for a week or so. I definitely need 4 here. I got to redo this. We need 4 for the bottom. Okay, I got to put more double crochets in here. Y'all are going to have to watch the real video of how to do this because I don't even know what I'm doing now. I'm over here improvising like normal. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's right. Now let me see. Those are front facing. I think I did a chain of 2. So this is the side of the square. Now let's do 3 into this. Okay, that's our side. Now I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to do another 3. Here we go. Here we go. It's making sense now. Okay. So now what I need to do is into this very first one right here where I started, I'm going to put a double crochet. This becomes our edge of our other side. Okay, then I'm going to chain 2. Now I'm going to turn my work. And now into this center space here, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Okay, now once you get that one done, now over here in this very first one that we did, we're going to do a double crochet. This becomes the side that we're then going to work our white stitches in. Then we have to chain 2. I might have chained 3. We'll see how this plays out. Okay, now into this very center space here, we're going to do 3 double crochets. And we're going to keep working this up until you get it as long as you want it. Let me turn over my yarn here. Yes, the camera is on my left shoulder. I'm looking out. I'm sitting in my recliner. This is the only way I can crochet. Some people sit at their desk and crochet that way so that it's overhead looking down. It's the same concept, but I clamp it onto the back of my couch, and then it comes over. So it's actually like at my chest level right here, maybe like my chin, but it's over to the left. So as we're doing these, this is where we're going to be joining our white stitches. Okay, so you can see here, you come back with your double crochets, and that's where we're going to join that white. You wouldn't have to flip, would you? I have to flip mine. I have to flip my, not my TikTok, but my YouTube, I flip it. Oh, I guess uh, I don't know. I just have it so that it looks at my hands, whatever I have to do. I don't think I flip my TikTok phone, but I think I flip my YouTube phone. But I could be totally wrong. Like I said, it's no, the pattern, April. There's a pattern on my link tree for what I'm making today. Sorry, one second here, guys. Thank you for all the heart me's this morning. Um, let's see. Sorry, let me get caught up here with the comments and stuff. I'm getting mixed up. Let's see. She means flip the work before starting the next row. Oh yeah, you flip your work. So here is so you make this part right here, and then you have to flip it here. See how this one looks different? It's because I'm flipping it. So like right now I'm getting ready to flip it. So I chain 2. If I keep crocheting, I'm going to go off this way, and I need to be on top of this. So in order to accomplish that, we have to flip our work. Then you can see this is now ready for me to go. So then I put my double crochets right into here. So we end up with 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. And then once you finish your stitches here in the middle, then you have to do a new edge side here. And the way you do that is you come back, you had 3 stitches right here. You can see 1, 2, 3. So this very first one here is where you're going to put a double crochet. So now that's where I'll be able to attach the white that goes around these. Then I chain up 2 and again turn my work, and now I'm ready to go back in the other direction. So again, here's our 3 double crochets. You can see how this works up very fast, and then 2 chains, and then 3 more double crochets. So just like you do a granny square, same concept. It's like the corner of a granny square. Now, again, we have to come down here. There's 3 stitches. Into this very first one, you put a double crochet. And that becomes the edge of your square here, or your rectangle, whatever you want to call it. That's where you're going to attach your white. So then you again chain 2. That becomes the edge of your next section. Turn your work, and now we're ready to do more of the double crochets. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. And we just keep working in this fashion all the way up. I think the most challenging part is getting started. And so I need to maybe do another one of those to show you guys how you start this. But I did put a link to the gal that I watched make this pattern on my link tree. And she does a really good job of explaining this. So I highly recommend that you go check out that video. There are other creators that do this pattern as well. This is called the Mile a Minute blanket, and it's great for baby blankets. I'm doing it like a wheelchair size. So basically, you crochet these little sections and then you come back and sew them together. And you guys saw me the whole first half of the live this morning. We were doing the mattress stitch join, but you just keep working these sections up and they go really quickly. So this is what it ends up kind of looking like. Then what you do is you come back and we're going to join the white here. So you can see there's the white. And do that. Now, so let's say I wanted to end this right here, okay? I'm just going to put a stitch marker in here because I don't want to cut off my yarn. But let's say you've crocheted up your section, right? And you've got it long enough, and now you're ready to come back and crochet your white. So one thing, when you're sewing your strips together, make sure you have them going in the right direction. Okay, so you can see here, when you get kind of to the tippy top here, you need to do 4 double crochets. Okay, 4 and 4. That is how we started. So we started right here at the bottom and we did a chain of 3, but then we did 3 more. So there's actually 4 here. Then there is 4 here, and then we did the other 3 on the top, okay? So that's what this is right here. You can see there's our little chain. So we're going to have white in between these, but you can see there's 4 down here. And so you got to do the same thing on your top. So let's say we're going to finish this and start adding our white. I'm going to again chain 2, turn my work now into this space right here. Instead of doing 3, we're going to do 4. Chain 2, and then we're going to do 4. So if this was the very end of your strip, this is how it would be. Now, again, we still need this last little side piece here. You do that by doing a double crochet. So you go right down here into that first and do a double crochet. Okay, so that's like the end of our square, the end. Okay, now you're going to take your white. And when you do your white, you can kind of see here, instead of going just in the tippy top, what you do is these 4 stitches right here. See these 4 that I had? You do a double crochet into the top of each of these. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then I did the very center here. And in the center, I did 3. And I only did a chain of 1. Now, if you want this more pointy instead of more rounded, you would do additional chains here, and that will force this to become more of a point. If you want it more rounded on your tops, which is kind of what I wanted, I just did a chain of 1. So again, I'm going to get my white yarn and we're going to go all the way around this little piece. Okay. And I'm not going to do all the way around the little piece because I don't want to mess it up. I want to be able to reuse this yarn. I don't have very much. So right here in the first stitch, I'm going to do a standing double crochet. And then into each of these stitches, there's 4. We're going to do a double crochet. Okay, so there's our 4. Now here in the center, we're going to do 3, chain 1, and then 3, all double crochets. Okay, so that kind of makes our rounded center. Now, you sometimes have to move this to reveal the hidden stitch. When you're new to crochet, the stitches, the top of your stitches always sit here to the right. So this is the post of our stitch. This is the top of our stitch here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to do your double crochets right into the top of those 4 stitches. Oops, I crocheted over my stitch marker. Normally, you wouldn't have a stitch marker there. You would have tied off, okay? But we have to improvise here because I don't have time to make a full strip on the live. Okay, so there is our 4 double crochets. Now, we're going to move this to the back, pretend this isn't here. Okay, so these are our sides now. So you can see these little side posts that we made. Into each one, you're going to do 3 double crochets. And this becomes our whole side of our little strip, making it a little bigger. So it also acts as a really nice outline. So if you wanted to do like a contrasting color, this is how you make your little rows really pop. I'm not doing any chains or anything in between. I'm just doing 3 into each space and then move to the next one and do 3. So just like you would do your granny square, it's the same exact concept. You're just going to do 3 in each one. And I am getting a time check here, so I'm going to have to, I do have to get off today. I have a lot going on with work. I have like 20 orders pending for me, but I'm going to finish this whole little around thing. Okay. So you guys can see it, but I'm just putting 3 double crochets into each of the spaces. So very, very easy. And then when we get down to the point here, we're going to look at some more landmarks and just make sure that we're on track with how these stitches get placed. So as we get towards the tip here, so bear in mind here, this was our 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. Then we had this cluster here, okay? One place that you may forget is right in here into this space, we need 3 double crochets. So do not forget that little, it almost becomes hidden as you're coming down to this point, okay? And then in the top of each of these, we're going to put 1 double crochet in each. So I'm going to go in the top of the chain. Here's number 2 double crochet, 3 and 4. Okay, so that helps it kind of form down into this point. Now, once you get to the point here, I'm going to put 3 double crochets, chain 1. Now, again, if you want this more pointy, you could put a chain 2, or I think I've seen people even do a chain of 3. You have to figure out what you kind of like. And now, again, reveal that hidden stitch, and into this one right here, we're going to put double crochet. So double crochet into the top of these 4. And then again, don't forget right in between these 2. So this one kind of looks like a little flower when you first get started, but you still need to do your 3 in between. So into each of these spaces along the sides, we need 3 double crochets. And we just continue that on up. And then once you get all of your strips made, you'll want to sew them together. So what I did is I counted as I was working along creating the strips, and I put stitch markers into the side of my little chiclets, my little, square pieces here. So I would count up a certain amount, like 25, and, put a stitch marker until I got to the proper amount. And then I would end my little strip. And once I got a few strips, then I went ahead and um, started sewing them together. And that's what you saw me do the first part of the live was the mattress stitch. Sorry, let me catch up on the comments here, guys. 1 second. I just want to show you this last landmark here. Okay, so again, make sure you're not missing this little piece right here. You need to be sure and get your 3 double crochets in there. And then you can join right to the first stitch here with a slip stitch and then weave in your tail. Okay, so obviously your strip would be a lot longer, but you kind of get the idea of what it would look like. And here's what the little tip looks like. Then when I started joining these, I left this part undone. I didn't join this. I started joining only where these groups of 3 are. So if you look at our piece here, you can see here is our 4 double crochets. Here's our little tippy top. This was the first grouping of 3, and you can see that there on both sides. And so that's where I started doing my mattress stitch. And that way it left it a nice little point as we worked along. Let's see. Sorry, let me catch up on these. This pattern is called the mile a minute. There are links on the link tree. Ray says, I love this. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I have never made a mile a minute blanket before. The yarn is very soft. If you're just hopping on, this is the Big Twist Rave. I got it at Joann's. I bought it online. This is what it looks like. There's 312 yards in this skein. It's a 4-weight, 100% acrylic. This yarn is machine washable. Do not tumble dry, dry flat. I am going to attempt to dry it, but it is a really nice yarn. This particular colorway is unicorn. Bye, Queen 530. Have a great day. Let's see. Colleen says, can you keep me in your prayers? I'm having surgery today at 2. Absolutely, Colleen. We most certainly will. I hope your surgery is uh, very smooth and you have a speedy recovery. Let's see. I have to look for before they close. Yeah, I bought this online, and I believe my store is staying open, which is the Huntsville store, Huntsville, Alabama. But I don't know. I always buy my stuff online. It's pretty rare that I go to the store itself. But it is a really pretty soft yarn. It's kind of fuzzy. They have multiple different colors. I really like it. I think it's kind of a fun yarn. And so I'm just making a little blanket with it. But this, guys, if you're just coming on, this is called the Mile a Minute blanket. I put links on the link tree. So if you're watching and you want to be able to find this pattern, now is the time to hit that follow button, and you can come back and access the link tree later, along with the link to the yarn. This is, like I said, Big Twist Rave. I put links on the link tree if you want to make that. But basically, you make up these long pieces, and they just look really, really pretty. And then I've gone back and I've sewn them together. Now, when I first was experimenting, I did a crochet join, and I don't like that. So I'm going to actually come back and rip this out. And then I am joining here with a mattress stitch. And that's what we kind of were showing today is the mattress stitch. And I showed a little bit of the pattern as well. There are a lot of YouTube creators that have done full tutorials on how to do the mile a minute blanket. And so you just have to find the one that really kind of speaks to you. I did put links on the link tree. You'll be able to go back and watch this video, but I'm probably not going to make a tutorial of how to do a mile a minute blanket because there are so many that are out there. I just encourage you to find one that kind of speaks to you, and you could, you know, follow theirs. But it is a really, really fun pattern. So, my goal today was to hopefully come on here and inspire you to maybe try out this pattern. I do think it's really nice. Maybe try the mattress stitch. I've never done it before. I've been really happy with it. This is how it looks on the front, and here's how it looks on the back. So it's a very clean looking join, and I've been really happy with it. So y'all want to, before I don't know what time it is, but I think it's almost time for me to go to work. I need to get in there and get my orders going. But do y'all want to say hi to baby Diesel this morning before I go to work? He's growing like a weed, I'll tell you. Come here, baby. Come on. Hi. Hi, baby. How are we today? There's our other baby. Hi. Hey, buddy. Okay. And want to say hi to everybody, Diesel? He's getting so big, you all. He's pretty soon not going to be able to fit in my lap. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Look up here. Look up here. Hey. 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 You want some belly scratches? How's that? Does that feel nice? Yeah, everybody's been having a little nap this morning. Yeah. Yeah. There's brother. Hi, brother. I can't say brother's name on the live. Don't bite his ears. Goodness gracious. Leave him alone. Our other dog, he has one blue eye and one brown eye. I don't know if you guys can see. Hey. Oh. He's a pit mix. He's gotten really big. There's brother. Yeah. Big brother's so patient and good. Yes, he is. Look at those sweet little eyes. Mama Maggie says, gained a new follower from Duncan, BC. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you, Maggie. Let's see. My art full nature said, oh my gosh, I miss my puppy. So cute. Yeah. So in between work and crocheting, I'm a full-time puppy mom, and it is a challenge, let me tell you. But it's fun. It's just a lot. Angel's mom said, I want to make this blanket. Will you on your YouTube? There will be a replay of today's tutorial on the YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. Thank you, Anvil. Yes, that's his name. TikTok kind of flags it. So, anyhow, guys, with that, I'm going to hop off and I'm going to go to work. I'd rather be here crocheting with you all, but somebody's got to pay for this horrible yarn habit that I have, this yarn obsession. So, With that, I'm going to sign off. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Thanks for being here, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.